Hi, welcome to this video. This is the video that I've created about the software called tweetattacks, and this is now the software that I'm using to manage all of my Twitter accounts, and this includes the following and unfollowing of each of those accounts. Tweetattacks, which is this software that you're looking at, has a free and paid for version. The free version can be downloaded. There's a link just underneath this video that will take you back to the Black Hat World forum and the exact post where the creator, Jay, has actually put the download link for the free version of this software. I've got the full version of this software, and I've got to tell you, this is absolutely the best Twitter software I've ever seen. Hummingbirds used to be the weapon of choice, but then for some reason they just changed it completely and came out with version 2, and to be honest, it just kind of wrecked the software, which was a shame. However, Jay's brought out this software called tweetattacks, and it is now the market leader as far as I'm concerned when it comes to software that manages your tweeting and Twitter accounts. Now, the free version, which you can download, there's a link below, as I said, just has the two modules here, the follow and the unfollow. These are just the modules that we're going to need for the Sploggy method, because with these modules it's going to allow you to follow and unfollow people and keep track of who you've followed and who you've unfollowed, etc. It makes managing and growing your Twitter accounts an absolute doddle, and there is, honest to God, no good reason why you shouldn't be able to put this into practice now that you've got a free version of tweetattacks to use. So here's my method that I use to grow all of my Twitter accounts. This method that I use and that I'm about to show you, I've never had a Twitter account suspended or banned. This method, if you follow it, will keep you well below the radar of Twitter. You will not get caught in their crosshairs, and your account will not get red flagged. If you think this method of growing your Twitter accounts is too slow, then by all means feel free to do things your own way. But if your Twitter account gets suspended and banned, then you'll have to start from square one with a brand new Twitter account. The method I'm about to share with you here will avoid the heartache, hassle and the waste of time that it is when you're building a Twitter account only to have it banned. So here I am in my MacBook Reviews Twitter account. Currently it's following 666 people. I don't know if that's a bad sign or not. And I have 833 followers. So here's what I'm going to do if I want to increase my following. I want to increase the number of people that I'm following in an attempt to get them to follow me back. First of all, I need to go to the advanced search page of Twitter, and you can go there by entering the URL search.twitter.com/advanced. That URL is actually in the user manual that comes with the free version of tweetattacks, so don't worry about having to scribble it down. There's a link underneath this video, and that's going to lead you directly to the post where you can download the free version of tweetattacks from the Black Hat World forum, from the thread that Jay started. What I'm looking for is people that are talking about and or own the MacBook. So to find them, I'm going to use the advanced search term, or the advanced search form here. And I'm going to do this by using an exact phrase of MacBook. What this will do is it'll search Twitter for all tweets that are using exactly that word. If you ever put a word into the exact phrase and it comes back with 0 results or very low results, then you can always try that search term in the first box where it says all of these words. But I'm going to go for the exact phrase to see how that the results of that throws back. And we'll have a look at those. So this is our search results for the term MacBook. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of people saying MacBook giveaway, won a MacBook Pro, and these aren't the people that I would want to be following or have me following. These are not the people that I want to follow, and I don't want them following me, really, to be honest. A lot of these are just going to be spam. Although this guy's not, because that's me. That's one of my last tweets 3 minutes ago. So I'm going to a quick skim through these search results. It's obvious to see that we don't want tweets coming back that have got win and giveaway and things like that. So if we click the back button, what we can do, we can use the search form where it says none of these words. Whatever words we type into this box here, when Twitter goes and searches for all of the tweets, what it will do is it won't return any that have words within the tweet that we've mentioned here. For example, if I type in won, win, giveaway, prize, draw, and enter, then that should pretty much cover me for people that are just tweeting about MacBook competitions. As I mentioned, these aren't the people that I want to follow and have followed me back. So let's look at the refined search results now. Now the first result up at the top here, we can see has got a link in it. Now I'm not saying that every time this will be the case, but when there's a link in a tweet, it is possibly from somebody that's marketing or selling something to do with a MacBook. I've got nothing against that, because obviously I'm doing that myself. But again, I'm not going to want to be following these people. So what I'll do is I'll enter the word HTTP in here and also www, and that should stop tweets showing up that have got links in them. So now we can see we've refined the search results, and we seem to actually be getting people that are just generally talking about MacBooks and people that own MacBooks, etc. These are the people that I want to be following, want them to follow me back, obviously. So that's good for the search results. Now we've filtered those. What we need to do is concentrate on this section over here, which is the actual settings. We've got a delay function here, and that will cause the software to pause anywhere between this number of seconds and that number of seconds before following one person to the next. Absolutely, definitely, you want some kind of delay in here. I've chosen to delay between 6 and 12 seconds. Remember, we want this software to mimic as much as possible, or closely as possible, human behavior within Twitter. If we don't put a delay, then this software is going to work faster than what we would normally work as human beings. Twitter's going to pick up on this, they'll flag your account, they'll have a closer look, and that could cause you to be suspended. So it's very important to put a delay in here. This section here, it says don't follow users that unfollowed before, definitely have that ticked, because what you don't want the software to do is to go and follow somebody that you have followed in the past and then unfollowed. If you keep following and unfollowing the same person, it only takes that person to then mark you as spam to Twitter. It red flags your account, and Twitter comes and has a look and increases the risk of you being banned or suspended. The option here, don't follow users with no picture. That means that if a user hasn't uploaded a picture and is still using the default one, then the software will skip them. I like to leave that ticked. It is your choice, and obviously there's a feeling that if a Twitter user is still using the default picture, then their account may be a little bit spammy or not worth following. There's a tick box here for don't follow users with links on the latest or the searched tweet. That should work and it should have actually filtered out the last set of search terms that we went through. But obviously we saw a couple of links on a few of them. So I can't comment as to exactly why that did or didn't work as it should. But I'm sure if there's a slight bug, it'll be ironed out pretty quick. When you have a copy of tweetattacks, whether it's the free version or the paid version, whenever there's an update, you will get them free. Now this tick box here is for use the maximum limit that Twitter allows. I'm always been a little bit skeptical about this. Twitter may publicly say what their maximum levels are at any given time, but that doesn't mean to say that you have to run your account right up to those levels. It may be, and this is just my opinion, it may be that Twitter may look closer at accounts that are run up to the maximum limits that Twitter allows, and that could start to draw attention to your account, and that's not what we, obviously that's what we want to avoid. So, if at the given time Twitter says you can follow 200 people a day without being suspended, it doesn't mean to say you have to follow 200 people a day. So I've always found it best to stay below Twitter's maximum allowance, and for this reason I would leave that box unchecked and manually input the settings here. It's also a good idea not to follow the exact same number of people every day within the same account, and what tweetattacks allows you to do is choose between two numbers, so it can randomly stop between these two numbers of how many people it's going to follow. Because my MacBook account is established and it has 833 followers and it's following 666 people, I know that I can get away with following around about 100 people a day without raising any flags with Twitter. If you've got a brand new account, then I would highly recommend that you change this to something much lower, and for a new account I would choose somewhere between 45 and 70. What that means is that tweetattacks will follow people, but it will stop following a random number between 45 and 70. And again, you want randomness when doing things with Twitter. Don't create a pattern, don't leave a footprint with the things that you're doing. So now we've got those settings in place, what we'll do is click Start Following, and then we can just sit and watch the software begin to do the work for us. And down here you can actually see what the software is doing. And it's counting down. Remember, it's got a delay between 6 and 12 seconds between following people. So it'll actually count down and wait before following the next person on the list. So I'm going to pause this video and come back after this is finished following. Remember, before we started this video, or when we started the video rather, the account was following 666 people. So we'll come back in a moment and see how many we're following when tweetattacks is finished. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I've just gone to create the video, or the second part of this video, to show you the unfollowing, and Camtasia decided not to capture any of the audio, and I have actually gone through the unfollowing procedure and how I use tweetattacks, but unfortunately there was no sound with the video, so I'm making this part of the video again, and that's why when we're now looking at how many people I'm following, the number has dropped to 629 because I've just gone and unfollowed between 63 and 70 people. So what I'll do is I'll explain the settings that I set, and instead of pressing the start unfollowing button to unfollow more people, we can skip that bit because it's obviously already been done. Hence I'm now only following 629. So this is what I did. These are the settings. you come over to this part, we'll switch the module to the unfollow module, and that brings up this window. What you want to do is check the box that says protect mutual followers, and there's a delay function that you can set. There's a minimum and a maximum number of seconds that the software will wait between unfollowing one person and then unfollowing the next. It's a really good idea to have this delay switched on, because we want the software to mimic our natural human behavior and interaction with Twitter as closely as possible. In this example, I've set it to wait anywhere between 5 and 11 seconds between unfollowing one person and the next. Another really cool feature of tweetattacks when it comes to unfollowing people is this section here where it says unfollow users followed at least X amount of days ago. I've set this to 10. So what that means is that tweetattacks will only unfollow people that I've followed at least 10 days ago. Now this is really cool, because what that means is if I followed somebody yesterday or the day before or the day before that up to 9 days ago, when it comes to unfollowing these people, tweetattacks won't actually unfollow any of those people. It will only unfollow people that I've been following for at least 10 days. Now the reason I like this so much is that when you follow somebody on Twitter, you need to give them a couple of days to actually log in and realise that you're following them, for them to be able to follow you back. And it does also raise red flags with Twitter if you follow somebody one day and the next day go and unfollow them. So a really good way of avoiding that and to be able to control this is by using the settings here. So let's say, for example, for 10 days we followed between 60 and 70 people a day. By the end of the 10 days, we'd be following up to 700 people. So when we start unfollowing these people, what we would put in here is only to unfollow people that we've been following at least 9 days. That way we avoid unfollowing the other people that we've only just recently started following. Again, this is another cool feature, and it will keep you below the radar of Twitter. And I hope that makes sense, and if it doesn't, then obviously feel free to post back into the thread and it can be discussed further. The tick box here for use maximum limit, for reasons that I mentioned in the first video about using Twitter's maximum limits, I would leave that unchecked, and we'll use a rule of thumb that I've been using on Twitter. I've never had a Twitter account banned or suspended due to following and unfollowing people too quickly and too many of them. And the rule of thumb is that if I unfollow people, I will only unfollow a maximum 10% of the total number of people that I'm currently following. In this example here, I'm following 630 people. So 10% of 633, rounding it down, is 63. So that's the maximum number of people I'd follow. The minimum I'd put in as 58. So that means that tweetattacks will unfollow between 58 and 63 people. It will only unfollow the people that I've been following for at least 9 days, and it's going to wait between 5 and 11 seconds between unfollowing one person and the next. And those are the settings that you can use that will keep your Twitter account out of the crosshairs of Twitter, and it shouldn't raise any red flags with them, and you can just continue to use these settings and sleep at night quite happily, knowing that when you wake up the next day, your Twitter account will still be live and active. As I say, I'm not going to click the start unfollowing button because I've already done that in the video that I recorded, but I've had to scrap because there was no sound to it. So I've just gone over this part again, just the settings section, to give you an idea of what this does and a guide as to what the settings should be when it comes to unfollowing. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you're enjoying the thread and the Shez Blogs method. Thanks to the person who decided to call it Shez Blogs. It's appreciated. And remember, the link under this video will take you directly to the thread on Black Hat World Forum. In fact, it'll actually take you to the post on that thread where you can download the free version of tweetattacks, and it has the follow and unfollow module in the free version. Thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it.